Hey besties, we hope you set the mood with a blunt and a drink because we're about to be unapologetic as fuck this weekend. I'm your co-host Brey.
I'm your co-host Ash, and this is episode 7.
7! Y'all, are you just as excited as we are for episode 7?
Yes. Oh. I didn't even realize you wanted me to answer that.
No, I didn't, but I was talking to the camera that was rolling, but I don't know why I looked at you like that.
Because who was going to answer?
Facts.
Not Carrot.
Wow. Mad early.
We just found out our cameraman's real name or how it's supposed to be pronounced.
Yeah.
So we just keep teasing him about it.
Yeah. That's not how you pronounce it, because that was wrong still. But you guys can only find out his real name on the Patreon.
They're gonna be like, "What Patreon are y'all talking about?" I'm
know
trying to hear the dirty
Patreon
stories.
content is coming, bro. First things first, we always like to check in with each other, and that segment is called Mood AFK. So, I'm gonna cringe when I have to edit that. But
That's okay. Let's keep it going, bro.
But Bree, how are you doing?
So, how I'm doing this week? I almost had a mental break, and at this point, I'm just taking it day by day. That took me so long to say, but honest to God, I've been struggling this week. It's been really hard on my mental health.
Yeah.
And I had someone tell me that I may need medication. So
Fuck you.
So yeah.
What if they listen? You think they listen?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay.
But whatever. You know what it is? The person said that she felt like my energy was really low and she was worried about my mental health, and she was like, you should probably try medication. It's not going to be, it's not the worst thing in the world. There's so many people your age that is taking medication, but I feel like meds are only for when you're not functional. And I eat, I sleep. I'm not restless. I'm a high functional person with depression.
Right.
That's me speaking my truth.
Yeah, I don't know what to say to that, honestly. But I think let's be a little transparent. We've been going through it. We've honestly been trying to push through it. But I think that I don't know about Bree, but I think I've been going through it since episode 1.
Yeah.
And my moods have always been up and down. I feel like I'm in a state of calmness. And that has been difficult. So it's been fucking rough, bro.
It has been. I don't know what's happening right now.
Yeah. They said Mercury is in retrograde.
Right, I was gonna say it could be the retro.
But
What were you gonna say?
I didn't have one, so it's fuck it.
The microwave is turning on and off. Yeah, they say it's the planets. They say, I don't really know. Honestly, we're gonna get into it on this episode on how 2021 has been for us, but I just feel like these last couple of months has been beating my ass, and I've been pushing through it, and I am tired of this character development. I feel like I have developed to a T.
Yes.
And I just want some goodness. I want some good things happening. So not that saying that there's bad things happening all the time, but it's been a lot. So
yeah,
that was my week so far. What about you, girl?
What's funny is that I was having a good week, and then some shit happened, and I just have been thrown off. And like I said, for the past few months, I feel like I haven't been able to rest. I feel even the times where I'm just calm, I'm still going through it. So and every time Bree would ask how are you doing, I'll be I'm okay, or whatever the case is. And I could lie and say I'm good, right, but I'm just always I'm okay, or I'm taking it day by day, and it's just been fucking difficult. But hopefully that rough patch is almost over for both Bree and I. But I've been
praying.
Okay.
Fact, we're just taking the punches at this point. We're getting socked in the face and we're fighting back. Low key, we've been trying to fight back, but some punches is tough.
Okay, how long has the retrograde been going on? Because I feel like it's been some time.
Honestly, I felt like it started in the beginning of June. But they always talk about how there's a pre-shadow period and a post-shadow period.
No, because I've been struggling since like March, so I want to know. Like,
I've been struggling since April.
Yeah.
I think April was the part that kicked my ass.
Yeah, no, it was really like early April.
Matter of fact, since January, because I made some decisions in January that were so dumb.
Oh, that's what I was gonna ask you.
What?
Like, I think that's what we was saying before, but I don't even know. But I was saying like, it's hard because I feel like I'm here because of myself, and I feel guilty. So I've been feeling like I'm going through it, and I feel guilty, and that has been
Guilty about what though?
like I feel like I haven't been like making the right decisions, and you know, like I definitely could have. Oh geez, I made the mic shake. But I definitely could have like set myself better, set myself up better than I did here, like than I did now. I'm gonna say that again. I definitely could have set myself up better than how I am now, and now I'm just like trying to play catch up, and that shit is like annoying to say the least.
But like, I feel like I'm on autopilot right now.
Yeah.
I'm just ready for the sunshine rays to shine down on me.
And it's like, why I can't never have a good summer? Like, I feel like
Yo.
I feel like I have good summers. Don't get me wrong, but you know, the summer that, like, I've been trying to have the summer where I'm like, yo, like, I'm like working, so like, you know, the weekends is like fucking lit. Like, I'm getting drunk. I'm like turning up. I'm like, you know, I'm past 21. Like, I'm 24 now.
Right.
Life is supposed to be lit. I was working, then was in a pandemic, and now it's just like trying to find a job, going on vacations and stuff like that. So it's like I'm gonna be having fun, but not in the way that I thought I would be.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I thought my whole summer would be a fucking vibe, and now it's looking like it's gonna be a winter vibe.
Bro, summer 2020 summer was supposed to be it for me. I was
Yeah.
supposed to be taking my swimming lessons. I was supposed to be having 10 boyfriends. I was supposed to.
Right.
I was supposed to like be on my food tour, hang out with my friends, go traveling. I had like 3 trips lined up in my mind, and everything ended. And I just feel like I don't know what's happening right now. I just feel like there's so many things happening, and I cannot catch a break. So yeah, but we're gonna talk about it because there's so many things pertaining to what we just discussed that we're gonna speak about. I had something else that I wanted to say, but I have a brain fart, so it's probably gonna come back to me later on.
I just remember.
Now you good. Okay, so you know that we're some well-rounded gals, and we want to come with you with some current news, whether it's a crazy-ass tweet, it's some politics, it's something happened in pop culture. And this segment of our pod is called Current as Fuck.
Yeah.
So first things first, I want to say, is that, so Governor Andrew Cuomo just lifted all restrictions in New York City. So apparently vaccination rates have gotten to 70%. So they say. So the data says. And so yeah, we have no COVID restrictions, no guidelines of 6 feet apart.
Correct. You didn't hear that? Oh, shit.
Oh, facts. But yeah, so there's no more COVID restrictions. There's no more like you have to only get food if you want to get drinks, or have to buy food for drinks. There's no more 6 feet apart. There's nothing. Like once that 70%,
that's what they
outside. Exactly. Once that 70% hit, Cuomo was like, yeah, so we got to get back to New York. He even had fireworks, I think last night or Monday night, to celebrate us going being fully open.
So like that means that the clubs and stuff is open, restaurants can stay open late and all that shit.
Yeah, okay. Restaurants can stay open late. I don't know about clubs so much.
But
people are having
that came
events.
to my mind. Yeah, but no, definitely. Sorry.
No, you're good.
No, but what I was gonna say is, it's funny because there is this party that I want to go to, and at first, like before they released the tickets, come out tomorrow, and before they were talking about how like everybody that is coming has to be vaccinated, and now because there are no COVID restrictions, they don't have to be vaccinated anymore. So it's like I don't know, like it's like, no, I'm not saying that people shouldn't like getting vaccinated is your choice.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, like, you know, I was talking to my god sister and she was like, you know, I think that at least there should be like some COVID like test results or something, because like,
At least
let's not like
if
act
you're
like
not-
this shit is like not going on at all, you know? So
I think a lot of people forget that we're not post-pandemic just yet.
Yeah.
It seems like it because everyone is doing whatever the fuck that they want to, but there are still countries that are struggling heavily with different variants of COVID-19. So I don't know. I really don't know. There's too many things happening at this very moment.
So let me ask you, Bree, like if you go to like an event, would you wear a mask? Is that me putting you on the spot?
No.
Okay.
I mean, so I wear a mask going, obviously, and getting in. But if I'm around my people and I like, you know, they're okay, I'm good, we don't wear a mask. But if I'm walking, so for example, I went out for brunch with my cousins and friends, right? So when I'm going to the bathroom now, nobody had their mask on, like in the spot, but I put my mask on because I don't know y'all. I don't know y'all. Or even like people still like, even walking outside, I have friends who when walking outside they don't wear a mask, not to put them on the spot or anything. And I still wear my mask even if we're outside. You know what I mean? So I wear it around. I wear around people that I don't know, or like when I'm outside. But if I'm around people that I do know and that I trust, and like I know that we're both negative and we're good, I'm not gonna wear it, or I don't wear it at least.
I wear my mask sometimes. Like definitely if
Sometimes.
No, okay. Definitely if I'm like in a store or something like that, I'll wear a mask. And like you said, like if I'm around people I don't know, I mean, if I'm around people I know, I won't wear one. Yeah. Or like if I feel like it's like, if I am socially distanced enough. So like, for example, if I'm like outside, or, you know, if my church like has an event, they have like this Jerk Friday event. So like, I didn't wear a mask then because like, you know, we were socially distanced, and then there were people that I like see every week. So it really depends on the situation.
I feel like people are starting to look at me crazy low key that I have a mask on because
a lot of people, trust me, a lot of people are still wearing masks. Yeah. And I do wear mine, but I'm also like, I'm like partially vaccinated. By the time you guys hear this episode, I'll be fully vaccinated. But
I didn't know.
Yeah. Wow. I didn't tell you?
No. Should I be telling me shit?
I be
no
struggling.
one ever tells me anything.
No, don't even look at it like that. Honestly, it's just like,
what type of partner are we? Are we even friends?
Anybody? Of course. You're the love of my life.
Then that's how you lie, correct? That's how you lie.
I'm not lying.
She said you're the love of my life. You see? When you rejected me as your friend, that's how you're supposed to lie. Is this camera rolling? No, just kidding.
No.
Okay.
But yeah, so I don't know.
I'm sorry, I threw you off. I
know. I'm saying, I bet I told you. But yeah, so I definitely had to get vaccinated before I go on the trip, because, you know, thing is, yeah. So I'll take that part out. But yeah, I definitely had to get vaccinated. So
how was the first time you were vaccinated?
It was not bad at all. It doesn't hurt. Like, you know, it's a big needle, and you're thinking like it's gonna fucking hurt. It doesn't hurt. What
was your symptoms after, or if you had any?
I was tired, but I don't know if I was tired because I had woken up really early and I went to bed late. So like, to me, I didn't have any symptoms. My arm, like after a while, it felt like a little sore, but not really anything crazy. Yeah. But I was exercising that week and I was feeling more stress from that. Yeah. So but yeah, so since I'm getting vaccinated this week, I don't know how it's gonna go, because I hear people get really tired and stuff. So I'm hoping that that's all that happens to me.
The second dosage is where you feel the more symptoms. Yeah. But let's just hope that.
Yeah, but Moderna, I know like people experience more symptoms with Moderna.
You got
Pfizer. Yeah, people say like with Pfizer you probably get like fatigued, but that's about it.
Okay.
Just feel really tired and really weak.
Yeah.
But Moderna, people like get sick and shit like that.
Yikes.
Yeah. So Pfizer. But yeah, I think I'll still be wearing my mask. So our next current event is you know, I'm trying to keep up my energy, but this is really a sad situation. So it's the 1 year anniversary, or a little bit after the 1 year anniversary of the death of Toyin Salau. And for anyone who does not know her story, long story short, she was a young activist. I don't know if I want to call her that, honestly, but she was known for being in support of Black Lives Matter, of course, and she, attended a lot of protests and things like that. And she had like a very hard like living situation, and at the time she was seeking refuge, I believe, at a church, and even that was difficult. So she met someone who offered to provide her with a better form of like what do you call it, better form of care and support. And he ended up raping her, and she had tweeted about it and said, like, this man who who claims that he's offering refuge to me, or would offer refuge to me, like, he raped me, and like if anything happens to me, like, it's this guy. And she was missing for like a while, and then finally like her body was found and she had died. And for me, I remember when I heard about that, like, it made me so sad. And obviously
it's giving me chills right now.
Yeah, like it really hit different to me. And it's not about me, it's just more so like, she was young, she was a woman, and what sucks to me was that whether she had a good life or a bad life, that still doesn't mean that, she should be hurt. But at the same time, it was just like, she already had like such a difficult life.
Yeah.
And like the more I heard about her story, the sadder I felt. That like, I just felt like she never, from what I knew about her, like she never caught a break. And even like the way she died, like, it was sad. And then it just fucking sucked, because it was like, you're fighting against like police brutality and like the death of Black men, and like someone tried to use that, they used that and like took advantage of that and harmed you. Like, it just really like makes me sad. And when I think about that story, like, it makes me sad every time. Like, it truly like hurt my heart. Like, I was crying like when I found out, like, as if I knew her, because it just was like, like, she was a woman. Right. And it sucked. And I believe
the way the whole thing
19.
went down. Oh, really?
Yeah, I think she was only 19.
Oof. Rest in peace to her, man. Yeah. That's tragic. And it was around the time where like things were super heated.
Yep. Yep.
So sad.
Yeah, we just want to say rest in peace to Toyin Salau.
Yeah, and give that memory to her.
Yes.
So she's never forgotten.
Yes.
But okay, we're going to get into our main topic, which is manifestations. How many times have you heard people say, I manifested my Tesla. I manifested my man. I manifested getting this new apartment.
Right.
I manifested opening my business. How many times have you all heard that and thought to yourself, okay, if I manifest, I'm going to get the same thing.
Right.
So I want to get into what manifestation means, and like what we've done and everything. But before I get into that, I just want to say, Ash, so, I want to ask you, what did you expect 2021 to be like?
Well, I don't know, like,
long
specifically, pause. Like generally, what did I expect it to be?
Yeah,
like?
so
Okay.
on December 31st of 2020, the new year is about to step in. We had a shitty ass year. Mad things were happening. What were your expectations of 2021?
Honestly, I don't know if I had like too many expectations because of how 2020 went. I was like, thank God for life. But at the same time, I really wanted to be better. So one thing that I expected of myself, and vowed to myself, that I would be more disciplined, that I would work very hard. I feel like that's something that I struggle with, especially like when I feel like I don't want to do something, that I just like don't do it. And I've like been working past that. And I was doing that a little bit before 2021 even started. Like, but at the same time, like I wanted to one, work my ass off and like, you know, reap the benefits of that.
Right.
So that was, I guess that's how I expected it to go. Like, I promised myself that I wouldn't necessarily worry about the results, but that I would work my ass off.
Right.
That's the promise that I made to myself. And now that I'm thinking about it, that's really what I promised to myself. That I was like, you know, so many times I'm always looking for results and I always feel sucky when I don't get those results. But I was like, I don't care about any of that. I'm just going to work my fucking ass off. And when the results come, they come, but I'm not going to focus on that.
Right. And do you think that, so now we're 6 months into the year, do you feel like you've accomplished that mindset?
No.
Explain. Tell us more.
I would say no because, you know, so as everyone knows, I had left my old job in November, and I was trying to like go the entrepreneurial route. I don't even know if I said it right, but you know, I was trying to go that route, and I was like, I'm not gonna find the 9 to 5. I'm gonna go a different route, and I'm gonna like, you know, generate income in a different way. So, but I didn't do that. Like after a while, like one thing about being an entrepreneur is that it takes a lot of work.
Definitely.
Like it takes a lot of work. And I'm not saying having a 9 to 5 is easy. I'm just saying that like a 9 to 5 is usually like a set schedule. Like that's what I'll say.
I feel like you need more discipline with an entrepreneurial.
Yes, you do. 100%. And it's like I said, I struggle with doing things even though I don't want to do them. So it's not that I don't want to necessarily be an entrepreneur, and I feel like we could talk about that, you know, maybe this episode, maybe a different episode. But like, it's not that I don't want to be an entrepreneur, but the route that I had taken, I wish that I took a different route. No, obviously I can't go back, but I feel like, no, I didn't accomplish like the mindset 100% because I guess I would say I sort of rushed into things, and I didn't think about it clearly.
Right.
Like I feel like I didn't think about, is this something that I really want? I just know that I was like more so kind of scarred from my old job, and I was like, I don't want to like have to work on somebody else's time. Like I want to work on my own time, doing what I want to do, and I, you know, like that was a big struggle for me. So like having to make money in a different way, nothing sex related, but you know, eventually it will be, but I'm joking.
Come on now.
No, but seriously, like, you know, having that mindset and being like, yo, I'm going to generate income in this way. Like, I was like, oh, like, you know, it's gonna be good because I'm gonna work my ass off and stuff like that. But then it's like people will actually, like, because you have free time, people will ask you to do this, and this for them. And like, I'm not someone that's good with boundaries. I'm honestly not.
No,
like, I don't know how to say no to people.
Felt.
So like, I'm always like stressing about what I do for other people. And I would say that my mindset has changed. Not that I'm not going to work my ass off, but just like I've realized like I should take a step back and like focus on some other things. So I don't want to be chatting, but yeah, that's that. I would say I didn't accomplish it the way that I thought it would. But like, I'm happy to say that one thing I did do for myself was our podcast.
Yes.
And
oh my goodness, yes.
Yeah. So it's like, you know, that's one thing that I could say we started, and I'm happy that we started it. We have been consistent. Like, you know, maybe we could be honest. Like, this could be an honest episode.
No, definitely. We're being unapologetic here.
Like, we've missed like a week or two, and not back to back, but like, you know, we've missed a week or two and stuff. But even in those moments, like, we were still being consistent, and we were still like working our ass off. It's just like, you know, sometimes life gets in the way. So I'm happy to say that we started this.
Me too.
And we have been working our ass off like for this. So that's partially how I've like accomplished that goal. And there is something else, but I'll like leave it for later.
Leave it for later.
Yeah.
Okay.
So like, what about you, Brey? Like, how did you expect your year to go?
You know, when 2021 was coming up and it was like New Year's, I was like, I'm not going to put any expectations on this new year because I put a lot of expectations on 2020.
Yes.
And nothing went right in
Yes,
2020. Like
yes.
literally everything that I wanted to do went left and out the door, and we were just navigating life. So I'm like, I'm not gonna put no expectation on 2021. I'm just gonna go with the flow and the punches. However, I did make a vision board of goals that I wanted to accomplish. So like I put the pod on my vision board. I put like just a whole bunch of different things. And I also wanted to cut loose ties of people that I no longer wanted in my life.
Right.
In 2020. Now I know you're probably thinking like, why would she wait till the last day of the year? But it wasn't even about the last day of the year, because regardless, after the time hits midnight and it's the new year, like, things don't change as soon as possible.
Right.
However, I was doing a heavy self-reflecting. Like, I didn't go out New Year's. I just was in my house alone. I spent New Year's alone, and I was reflecting so much. And I was like, I don't want to be around these people in my life or these certain type of people in the new year. I want to change up things. So I made my vision board. I made a set of things that I wanted to let go of. And, I didn't want to be lazy. I wanted to continue having motivation, push through with my job. And if you ask me presently today, did I get any of those things? I got probably one, which was the podcast. But in the first couple of weeks in January, I was already fucking with somebody that I said I was going to cut off.
Right.
Like, I was just like, I went against what I said.
Yeah.
So I'm like, I already felt bad doing that, because I'm just like, damn, like I made a goal and I didn't accomplish it. So here I am beating myself up.
Right.
So fast forward, I'm like, all right, I'm gonna continue moving forward. February hits, it's cool. It's like I'm on autopilot.
Yeah.
I haven't accomplished much, but I'm still like just going through the works.
Right.
Then the pod came, which is one thing that like I checked off my vision board. And then March came, and again I'm on autopilot. Like, I'm not making any changes to what I want, or like I'm not being intentional, basically.
Yes.
To the things that I want. And then April was the month that shook up everything. When I tell you, I'm not even mad at it either, because I feel like if April didn't shake up stuff in my life, I probably would have still been on autopilot and not going to what I want out of life, or achieving what I want out of life. So no. My expectations of how I thought 2021 was going to be the year for me, even though I didn't put those exact expectations on it.
Yes.
I thought like 2021 was going to be way better than 2020. Like 2020, my mental health went down the drain.
Yes.
So I got a therapist this year. I have better coping mechanisms. So I'm like, 2021 is going to be the year where I really find myself and do my different things. And it's not going the way I expected it to go.
Right.
But I feel like the path that I am on is leading me to something way better and greater. And it's hard for me to see that process right now, but I have faith.
Yes.
So the first 6 months of 2021 has been a roller coaster for me, and I was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, me either. Honestly, like I said, I was just focusing on like working fucking hard, and like I started off like I was doing my thing and stuff like that, and then it was just like,
you have to get that on a shirt, man.
Yeah, what?
Do my thing.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, we really do, but. In fact, I feel like because of you, that's why I started saying
and I love that for you.
But no, I was really like, working hard and stuff. And then it's just like some stuff was just like going on. And it just was like, it just put me in a really bad place. And that happened like around March. So it's just like, I just feel stressed. Like, I feel like I can't catch a break. That's what I started to feel like in March. I'm just like, I can't catch a break.
No, definitely.
And, after that, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like a little depressed for a little bit. I think I started to pick myself up like back in like maybe like late April. So like I would say for like a month or so, I was really like going through it. And I was it got to a point where like even my health like started to like fuck with me because I was so stressed and stuff. And then it's just like like I said, like probably like end of April, early May is when I was like, you know what, like I can't be like this anymore. So I think that, even though I said I had to work hard, I feel like I had to change my mindset in the sense of like, I know I can be an entrepreneur, but maybe I'll have to go about it in a different way. And like, that's okay.
Yeah.
And so, yeah.
The funny thing that you said that changing your mindset. So I started, because after all those things were happening to me in April, I started like going to the gym. I started journaling. And I'm like, okay, me changing the way I think and the way I start my morning, the way I cope with certain things that's going to be better for me. Yes. And even more shit started hitting me. And I think it's crazy because when you're trying to do good, it's like the devil sees that and like he's just throwing more stuff at you. And you want to give up. Like at that, I was telling my best friend at the time, like I was like, bro, like I don't know if I can continue doing this because I keep getting jabs after jab. And I'm literally trying to change my mindset and my life around to where I want to be. But so yeah, for a while, I'm just like, it doesn't matter if I'm doing good or if I'm changing anything because I'm still going to be dealt with a bad deck of cards. Yeah. But I'm realizing that this is just how life is, right? And you roll with the punches and you get through it and you're going to have hard days. Yes. And before I even continue, I don't know if you have anything to finish.
Yeah, I just want to say one more thing. You know, sometimes it's like it's a combination of things. Like you said, you know, sometimes it's like you're working hard and then bullshit comes. But sometimes also like bullshit like rolling over. Like for me, I feel like that's what it is. Like my rough patch has been like bullshit that has been rolling over because like I said, I was being undisciplined and stuff like that. So it's like now I'm dealing with shit.
It's like the consequences of your decision.
And I'm just like, oh, I thought this part was over. Like I thought I dealt with the consequences already. No, okay. Like,
okay. I'm going to just take this one through.
Yeah, but no, you can continue.
What I wanted to talk about was manifestation and like putting the work behind manifesting and the whole process of it, or like just the process of evolving in itself. So before I get into it, I wanted to just say the definition of what manifest or to manifest means. And from the dictionary I got, it means to demonstrate, to have evidence of something and to prove something. The other definition I got was it's an action, an event, or an object that clearly shows or embodies something, like a theory or an abstract idea. One thing I have to say is, sorry, I don't know if my voice is raspy because I had a wild weekend and my voice has not recovered. Do what you want with that.
You sound good.
It does? Okay. Let me know in the comments if my voice sounds good, y'all. But yeah, so that's what manifest means in the dictionary. Now, Ash, what do you think manifesting is? Or it's like when you think of manifestation, what comes to your mind?
You know what? I think of like prayer. I feel like manifestation is like close to prayer. It's like, you know, you're trying to put things or like speak good things into the atmosphere, speak positive things into the atmosphere. So on its own, like I said, I feel like it's just words. Like, you know, it's words and it's a mindset. But I also feel like what people don't think about when they think about manifestation is like the physical. So like, you know, I feel like the only way to truly manifest is to, yes, you like speak good things, you think good things, and you see it as being done. But at the same time, like you have to put the work in to do that. So I like sometimes I would say that manifestation for me is synonymous with prayer because like prayer, you know, you're same thing. You're speaking these things. You're like seeing it happening, even though it hasn't happened yet. But at the same time, like sometimes people think of like just because you pray that things are gonna just happen. So like with manifestation, people think just because you speak it out loud or just because you write it down, it's gonna happen.
I actually really like that.
Yeah.
Because I don't know. Well, are you finished?
No, that's it.
Okay, so for me, when I first heard about,
yes, I'm finished.
It's okay. For me, when I first thought about manifesting, manifestation, the term became very popular. I feel like within the last couple of years, starting with B. Simone, when she spoke about manifestation so many times. She had a book coming out. She had so many different things, so many different campaigns on manifestation. And the way it was depicted or showed was that all you had to do was think of something, write it down, continuously write it down, envision it, believe it, and then it will happen for you.
Yes.
So there was a point in time where I was
fucking cat.
Yeah. Well, we're gonna get into that exactly because there was a point in time where I was like, okay, well, I want to manifest, for example, getting a new job.
Yes.
So I wrote down, and then, even on TikTok, there's different manifestation like tips and how to get what you want out of life.
Yes.
So at one point I'm like, all right, I want a new job with great benefits, good pay. So I have this manifestation book, right, that I write down the type of job that I want. I go into detail exactly how I want it, and I'm like, okay, like the universe or God is gonna give this to me. He's gonna bless this with me because I wrote it down and exactly what I want. But what I missed was having intention or being intentional behind it, putting in that work, the process to gain what I want out of life. And that's where I went wrong. I thought like me just thinking about it and believing it that I'm gonna get it. I was going to get it, and it don't work like that. I think that a lot of people feel like manifestation, you get things out of thin air.
Yes.
And you don't. You definitely
don't. 100%.
You have to really work for that shit. And there was a point in time where I was manifesting a specific job role, and I had applied for it. I got the interview. I was like in the last process, and I was writing down in the manifestation journal like, okay, like they're gonna say yes. I already know I'm gonna be working there, and they went with a different candidate, and that shit shot me down low key.
Yeah,
because I was like, dang, like I thought I was doing the right steps. Like I got the interview, I did everything that I need to do, and I wasn't chosen for the position, and it was a really cool job too.
Yeah. This is the one that you were telling me about?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like, dang, like I didn't get it. And it made me realize like, what is manifestation? Like, why is everybody's talking about manifestation as if it's something that you can get out of thin air if you just think it and believe it so much? And it don't work like that. Even when people like make those tweets about, oh, retweet this and claim it if you want, you're going to get a blessing tomorrow. You're going to get money tomorrow. Where is it coming from?
Right.
Granted, we have blessings every day, and there is coincidences where we get money out of nowhere. Right. And it's not to shame anybody who believes in manifestation or if it works for them, but I'm just saying like where is it coming from?
Just like how you were mentioning that job and stuff like that. I don't have an issue with manifestation at all, but and my relationship with God is very different than like other people's relationship. And I believe more in spirituality and like the relationship with God himself and not necessarily like church or like religion. Like that's not really my big thing. So with that being said, I strongly believe in like prayer. And I believe that, you are free to like, just like a glimpse, like, I feel like you're free to like be yourself and, have a relationship with God, and other people believe differently. So like, I don't really talk about what my thoughts are on religion, but I'm bringing that up to say that something that I've been telling myself, and I guess if you believe in like the universe, you could use this as well, is that when you're manifesting something, God, the universe, whoever you refer to, sometimes there is bigger out there. And, with that, like, I'm just using this job as the example because that's what you referred to. But, with that job, it's like you said, you feel like it's going in the right direction. Right. And then they go with someone else. And you start to feel like, yo, I did everything right. Like, it's not that situation where you're like, oh, like, I kind of fucked up here or whatever the case is like, maybe like, maybe you're like, okay, like you start to question yourself in the sense of like your experience and things like that, because you're like, okay, maybe there was something wrong with my experience and this person had more experience and stuff like that. But sometimes it's just like, you have to realize that whoever you call on is like, they have like something bigger in store for you. And if you don't believe in anything at all, then, like I said, there's something bigger for you. So it's like, there's this idea that when you manifest, you'll get everything
that you want. Yeah.
No, that's not true. And another example is, I don't know if you know Amy Luciani and Mozzie. So they're a couple like on YouTube and stuff like that. I really like them. I think that they're hilarious. And I know she talks a lot about manifestation. I think she was actually talking about it today. But I like this example because like it's a prime example of what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So they were moving and they were looking at like 3 different places, and I think that for whatever reason the first 2 didn't work out, and the one that worked out was a mini mansion. So it's like, again, you may have something in mind that's one way or looks this way, but like there is bigger in store for you. And like we don't talk about that side of manifestation, that sometimes it's not about like you doing something wrong. Sometimes it's just like there is bigger for you. Right. It's not for you. And sometimes, you know, weird things do happen, but like in the sense of like, okay, like you said, you know, you may find some money or things like that, but at the same time, like there's a lot that goes into manifestation that I feel like people don't address. Like, you know, like you said, it's just always like write it down, speak it out loud. Like, no, but there are other things. Like, what about when it doesn't go exactly how you thought it would? Or what about when you're manifesting and like you really, you know, you shouldn't be manifesting that because like,
and that's what I was gonna say too. What I was gonna say, not to cut you off, was that the things that you may want for yourself is probably not the best things for you. And maybe it's because you see someone else have it, or you just think that that's the right thing for you. And whoever you believe in, I believe in God. Like God is probably saying like, no, that's not the right thing for you. That's not what is going to benefit you or bring you to your full potential. You should go into this route. So whatever you don't get after like manifesting, it's a reason. And for example, like even if you get it, you're not going to retain it. Because it wasn't for you in the beginning. You know?
Yeah. And it's like, you know, when like something that I've been telling myself a lot is if it's for me, it's for me. And if it's not, it's not. And like trying hard to not like take things personal. And it's just like there's like so much like that you could like really talk about when you talk about this, but like I said, it's like you try not to take it personal, because there's like on one hand sometimes like it's not for you, but then on the other hand sometimes it's a reflection of like where you are right now, and it's like you look at yourself and you're like, okay, I need to do better. Like I may have not gotten this opportunity right now because I didn't do all the right things, but like I'm going to set myself up so that I would never be in this place again. Or like I said, sometimes it's just not for you in this moment. So it's just like, you know, there might be a bigger opportunity. So it's just like there are 2 sides when you think about manifestation, and it's just, it's a lot.
If I was to define manifestation now, it's similar to a goal, but like Ash said, you have to pray for that goal to accomplish about it. Pray and ask whether like that goal is good for you, it benefits you, and then you put the work behind it. I think a lot of people, especially on social media, because people are always talking about manifestation on social media and getting this and that they manifested that, but they never show the process. And how hard that process could be. How you're not going to have great days. You're going to have really suckish days where you feel like giving up, but you still continue to see if you can accomplish that goal. And
with the Amy Luciani, you know, house story, she was talking about how like you have to align yourself with your goals, and you just have to align yourself mentally, physically, and emotionally. So it's not just like you speaking out loud or you just writing it down, but just like physically, how do you work towards that goal? And you know, I'll tell like it's funny now, but at the same time it was very difficult when I was going through it. So like getting my license was fucking difficult, and I did not tell a lot of people of how difficult it really was for me. I'm just saying, like, I remember like driving brought me so much anxiety. Like I'm talking about physically. Like when I even thought about driving, I would get sick to my stomach, bro. Like I really like I was struggling. And then it wasn't until like I started like really practicing. And then I was like, you know what? Like I'm going to get my license. So I remember I like wrote it down and shit. Like I'm about to get my license on this date, which is like my test date and stuff. And I didn't. Because I made like this stupid ass mistake. I had hit the curb because I was like, not paying attention.
Oh, I didn't hit the curb, but I couldn't park. So I got mad points off.
I wrote it down like I'm gonna get it on this and this day, and I really didn't get it. And I was like, well,
Right. And
Like-
it brings so much disappointment.
Yeah. And when I did get my license, I was just like, I wrote it down and stuff. But I feel like I didn't believe it any differently. It was just that I was practicing. You get what
Right.
I'm saying? So it's like I applied the work. But no, because it's just funny because you said like you said, people don't ask about like how they can change their personality. Like, people don't ask about how they can change their personality. They want physical things, and it's just like, no, sis, she needs to fix you. And sometimes you need to fix yourself to get what you want.
Yes.
And Nicole Ari Parker, who's married to Boris Kojo, people always ask her like, oh, like how did you guys like end up together, and how did you find someone so perfect, and blah 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 blah, because they're such a cute couple. And she said that the thing that she did was she wrote down what she wanted in a partner, and she looked at the list and said, do I have these things? And she worked in that way. I believe it was her who said that.
I've heard people do that too.
Yeah, and I'm just like Brey said, sometimes it's like people are only thinking about the like other things, like what's gonna be brought to me.
Them.
No, what do you bring?
Or how do you align yourself to get what you want?
Right. How do you align yourself? So
right. Definitely.
that's another thing.
So the next thing that I want to get into is a part of manifestation, right? You said it's prayer and like, really aligning yourself with things. How would you accomplish your goals now, knowing what you know now?
I guess specifically to what we were talking about earlier.
Yeah. So anytime, you know how like let's say you have a goal, right, to go on a trip. Like,
sorry, can you just say that one more time?
Yeah.
Just say, let's say you have a goal.
Okay. Let's say you have a goal to go on a vacation.
Yes.
Right. And you're like, I'm going to manifest going on vacation, all paid, all exclusive.
Right.
Like vacation. And that's a goal of yours.
Yes.
But we're going to say we're manifesting or we're praying about it.
Yes.
How would you go about it knowing what you know now?
So like it's funny because I kind of am doing that, not manifesting that I'm gonna go on a trip, but like you said, like the idea of wanting to go on a trip,
or to travel more. We can say travel
let's
more.
say travel more. So what I've been thinking about is I need to, 1, get a job. 2, I need to have my finances in order. So for me, that means 1, paying down the bills that I have currently, and then 2, like starting to save. And like again, aligning myself. So that's how I feel like I would align myself. So like first step is getting a job. 2 is to like pay down on the things that I currently have and to continue to like pay those things, and then also to like save. And I feel like the other things for me personally will flow into place because like I would be able to set myself up and be able to organize trips and stuff like that. That's not going to be the difficult part for me. Right. For me, it's always like my discipline of my finances that I'm trying to kind of get in the way of like me traveling more. That's just one thing. Yeah. What about you? What would you say?
So one of my goals that I'm trying to manifest or attract or align myself with is getting a new job that like I like the company, I like what they stand for.
Yes.
And obviously pay and benefits is an important thing too, because how else are we going to live?
Yes.
So I think what I'm doing now is obviously applying, and I'm going above and beyond just applying. Like I'm reaching out to people. I'm writing cover letters, very personalized cover letters. Right. I am asking people in the company, like how they feel about the company and like trying to make those connections and network myself. Yes. And I think before this, what I used to just do was just apply and wait.
Right.
And just like, oh man, I didn't get the job. Yeah. And I've done that a couple of times and didn't get the job. And I felt disappointed in myself. Like, what am I really manifesting for? Like, or what am I like working towards this goal if I'm not going to get it anytime soon? Or if it just keeps or what's the word I'm looking for? If it keeps not working out in my favor, basically. Right. So yeah, I feel like I'm making more actions towards what I want. And obviously I write it down. I'm not against manifestation. I'm just saying that it's not
black
how
and
people
white.
make it to be.
Yes.
In my eyes, like if you look on TikTok or any other social media platform, people are just like, write it down and it will come to you. If you write it down, money will come to you by tomorrow. And what money come to you if you stay in your house all day?
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not like
Yes.
people gonna drop money in your bank account so what I'm saying is, like, you can manifest, but also know that it's not just thinking it or writing it down or visualizing it. Yes, those things are important, but it's more so having actions behind it,
Right.
aligning yourself with it. And that's what I'm doing now with getting a new job or focusing on working at a different company.
Yes.
Is really just putting in taking those steps to get to where I need to be. And obviously the journey is going to be tough. It's going to be hard. And it's not my favorite journey. I actually hate this damn journey right now.
Yes.
But I'm hoping and praying that all of my hard work and the seeds that I'm planting,
Yes.
I'll be able to enjoy the fruits of my labor very soon.
Yes. And you know what's funny that you say that, because you know, when I feel like I always talk about Leanne.
No,
But
girl,
I'm just-
talk about it's your life.
But no, but you know, one
so
thing is
theatrical.
that when my boyfriend and I we talk about our goals and like the goals for the future individually. I'm crying.
I love that.
Bree's hilarious, but individually and as a couple. And you know, something that things that we talk about as a couple, sometimes we don't agree on, because just more so the approach to things. So like for him, he's like, I need to like work, just like he's like, I'm gonna work towards this thing, and like the goal will come later. So like, for example, we're getting older, moving out or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
So like for him, it's like, I want to work and save my money, and then when I know I'm financially at this place, then I'll think about moving out. For me, I'm not like that. I have to see the goal is close
And work towards it.
and then I'll be like, okay, so then that means I have to do X, Y, and Z.
I think I'm like you.
Yeah, and I'm like, you know, sometimes the issue with that can be like, once you accomplish the goal, then maybe you don't plan for the next thing.
Mm-hmm.
But like, that's why I'm trying to focus on like, what are the goals? So like, moving out is one, but like, what's after moving out? What's the like, you know, my career, for example, right now I'm looking for jobs that I know will help boost me to the career that I'd like to be in, because I know that I don't have the experience, or people may not want to necessarily give me that chance in human resources, right? So like, instead of like, I do apply to like human resources, like associates or assistants and stuff like that. But like, I still have been applying to do like executive assistants, because they'll do things that human resources, whatever you're going to call it, but they'll do things that people in human resources do. So therefore I'll like, you know, start having that experience. So it's like I said, for me, I have to see the goal, and then like, I'll work towards it. It's even like what I did, honestly, with my license. Like, my dad told me, he was like, you know, gonna get me a car and stuff like that. And I was going to school, so I was like, yeah, like I'm a wait. And then when I was really determined to get my car, that was when I was like, okay, now I gotta get my license.
See, I don't necessarily do that.
Yeah.
What I do is I write down my short-term goals and my long-term goals, and I just work towards all of them. Like, I work to see, and whatever comes first, I'm like, yeah, I accomplished that, and I got it.
Yeah, I do write down my short-term and long-term goals, but sometimes I can like lose sight of them. And for me, sometimes I'm more so like when I can really see it, because I could be a dreamer. So I think that for me, I'm like always trying to see like what's more real, what can I touch, like what's closer for me to accomplish. And that's why a challenge to myself was to work my ass off and not necessarily care about
The
results, because I was like, I'm always like thinking,
You're
how am I
result-driven.
how am I gonna get this? How am I gonna get this? And then when I don't get it, I'm upset. So it's like, you know, I feel like I have to put in a lot of work, which I'm, you know, prepared to do and stuff. The podcast is like a testament to that, because
Definitely.
we don't know, like, you know, how long it'll take for things to turn around, but like, we're definitely like in it for the ride and stuff.
Facts. And I guess the last thing I would say is, when you do get that goal and you do accomplish or you manifested exactly what you want out of life, to also think about how you can retain it.
Yes.
So yes, you got the job, but how can you work on your mental health where you don't, let's say, lose the job or want to quit the job? Or how can you got the house, what other sources of income will you take, or what do you want to do with that house, or to keep the bills flowing? You got the man, right? But let's say the man, like, he don't expect, he has you, but he's like, this is what she is, like,
Right.
you know, thinks differently of you. How do you keep the man? Well, not keep the man, I'm not gonna say that, but like, how do you retain what you asked for, or what you prayed for, what you manifested? I think that's another thing that people also got to think about is, you get it, and yes, you're excited about it, but also, how can I keep it?
Yes.
You know, and I also think, like you said earlier, I think you said this, that manifestations or goals are just milestones within the journey. I think that you said something like that.
Sure.
Where
I don't remember, honestly.
where like you accomplished it, but there's so much more that you want, because we're constantly evolving.
Yes.
We're not going to stay the same forever. You know, people get one specific car and it's a Honda, and then they work towards getting a BMW.
Yes.
Or you get a house and you like, I can get 2 more houses. So work on retaining what you have, and also thinking about that goal and manifesting or manifestation is not just one thing that you're only going to keep working towards. There's so many other things that you're going to continue working towards.
Thanks.
So yeah, girl.
Yes.
I said so yeah, girl.
So my closing remarks. Okay, my closing remarks would just be to, you know, be encouraged. Like, when manifestation isn't just writing it down, like we said, it's you speak it, you write it down, but you also align yourself with that. And also remember that bullshit rolls over. So sometimes, you know, it's consequences, and sometimes it's just there are bigger things in store. And trust me, even when the bullshit is rolling over, if you know that you're working hard now and bullshit from January is rolling over, don't let that get to you. Like, and it's easier said than done, but like, don't let that get to you. Like, trust me, you're still going to accomplish what you want to, and it just doesn't seem that way right now. And sometimes you feel very frustrated, but you're going to, and you have your whole life. Like, we always feel like we don't have enough time.
Facts.
But we do have a lot of time. And as long as you start to plant your seeds now, even if it doesn't pick up tomorrow, it's going to pick up soon. Yeah. So, you know, just be encouraged and
constantly remind yourself of that.
Yes. That's it.
I would also say, and I don't think we even said this earlier either, but we're not just saying that you only have to align yourself. You can believe in it. You have to have faith in what you want to reach. And that's where they say that, like, the visualizing it and thinking it and believing in it. I agree with that wholeheartedly. We're also just saying that there's some action behind it. There's some intent behind it. If you want certain things to go a specific way, you have to be intentional with the way you're moving, or the way you're acting towards things, or even your attitude towards things. Right. You know, like, maybe you need that optimism, or sometimes you need that realistic view on things. So yeah, I completely agree with what Ash said a while ago, and just like continue to do you, work hard, and you are definitely going to enjoy the fruits of your labor. And I have to tell myself that, because I've been going through some rough ass stuff.
Yes. And
I'd be losing sight of that. I'd be losing sight of like holding on and just continue moving forward, because it's just like, it gets to you, right?
Yes.
But like Ash said, if you have a goal and you've been working hard towards it, just know that you will be blessed with it, and you'll reach that manifestation or that goal or that accomplishment that you wanted out of life.
Yes.
For sure. So keep doing you, ho. Period.
Yeah.
Period. But yes, we're just gonna fly right into our audacious, or do you want to helpful as fuck?
Let's do audacious as fuck first.
Okay, so we're gonna fly right into our audacious as fuck segment, where we highlight someone who has been audacious, has been really bold this week, or not even just this week, but overall.
Yeah. For our audacious as fuck segment this week, we're gonna talk about the guy who flew the girl out. So, guy flies girl out to wherever he lives. He's like, hey friend, like not
He
even
never
hey
said,
friend.
he didn't say, hey friend.
He said, hey you, I'm like ready to see you. Like, you know, have you checked into the hotel?
He's like, she's like, you didn't even answer your phone. What the fuck is happening?
Shit. Yeah, he came off a little aggressive.
He was aggressive.
Yeah, so she's like, oh, like my phone died, and you know I just got in the room, so I'm charging it. Or she's like, I just got out the shower, whatever the fuck she said.
Yeah.
So he's like, so she's like, are you gonna come see me as a friend? He's like, FaceTime me. So she's like, nah, my phone is still charging. So he's like, she's like, my phone's still charging. He was like, oh, okay, like,
He wasn't even saying that.
no, you know what it is? I think when she said her phone still charging, she said that she was tired.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, she said she was tired, and he was like, okay, so like I'll come see you tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
So she's like, as a friend.
My son said, why you
like,
acting like that now?
Yeah, so he's like, why you acting like that? And what she said?
I think she was just like, what do you mean? How am I acting? And he basically was just like, what do you mean as a friend? And she's
like, you've been sending me nudes and texting me, you know, freaky deaky. And if we was friends, like I didn't think we was friends. I don't fly my friends out. That's what he said.
Yeah.
And you know, long story short, homie said, all right, you want to be friends? So I'm going to need my money back, and I'm going to cancel your ticket and the rest of your stay, and you could go home tomorrow.
He was like, I need my $997 back. That's wild. One.
So remember, sis was like, she was like, can you just like let me fly back home? Like, I don't have the money. He said, nope.
Have a nice life.
Have a nice life. And then he blocked her, I think.
Yeah. The reason why I don't think he's wrong is because, for one, I automatically think that once a man says, let me fly you out, I automatically think that he wants something with me. Like, and it's not as friends. Or even if it was as friends, at least let's discuss this. Like, why didn't she think to discuss it beforehand?
Yes, she should have set her boundaries beforehand.
Beforehand, like, okay, when you say fly out, do you want something with me? Like, are we friends? Are we? And also, he said that they've been, like, sexting each other and they've been on FaceTime showing each other nudes and stuff. You don't do that with a friend.
Yeah. And you know what it is? It's like, you know, people may hear this and be like, oh, like, people, you don't have to do anything. You're right. You don't have to do anything you don't want to do.
Right.
But at the same time, like, let's just like be realistic here. Like,
I don't even put myself in that situation.
Exactly. Niggas, I'm not saying niggas should have like came and barged in her room like, yo, I pay for this room, like I'm gonna take what I want and things like that. He did say, like, he was like confused, and he was like, I'll come and see you tomorrow. Like, in the beginning, like we said, he was like a little rough, but I feel like it was more so like, that's probably, I'm not justifying it, I'm saying that's maybe how he spoke. And then he was like confused and stuff like that, because he's calling her and he's probably wondering like, why you dodging me and stuff. We don't know the extent of their relationship before. Yes, we know they were sending news, but she probably was like talking to him like very frequently, and then all of a sudden she's like ghosted him. But whatever. So it's just like, you know, you agreed for me to fly you out. Obviously, we probably had a certain arrangement, and you don't have to fuck him. But at the same time, it's like, what would make you say, let this nigga fly me out, and I don't want to
and pay for everything, right? And also, the other thing that got me too was her saying, like, I feel like you must always have money at all times. If you're gonna fly out, you can't only rely on the man, because let's say she was down with it to have sex or whatever, but the current events or the turn events turn bad.
Yes.
How else you gonna leave, girl? You gonna wait till those 2 days until the flight goes back? No, you better have money to go on a flight today.
Yes.
To go.
Right. So that was really crazy to me. And it's like, I know city girls be saying like, oh, niggas flying you out and shit like that. That's cool. But friends,
be smart.
Yes, be smart. But friends, like, let's stop going on vacations with niggas that we don't like.
Facts.
Just because it's free.
Or it's convenient.
That's my unpopular opinion.
Reminds me of like when women go on dates with guys for food, for free food.
Yeah.
If I don't fuck with the company, or if I'm not into you, why am I going on a date with you? Because what are we going to talk about? Yeah, I'm going to get the food.
I'm going to be annoyed.
But
and
like,
the vacation's even longer. Like, I'm going to be annoyed. I can't do that. I'm too awkward for stuff like that. So but
there was a whole bunch of miscommunication in that whole situation. He was aggressive. She was like acting clueless. And
I guarantee you, if a nigga that you don't like is doing it for you, a nigga that you like and likes you is going to do it for you.
Yeah.
So you don't have to say yes to this person.
Facts.
You could say no, and trust me, something else is gonna come along. Manifest that shit.
Manifest. Like B. Simone said, I manifested the baby.
Yeah.
No shade.
Yes. No shade, no tea. Okay,
But
so
facts.
let's get into our helpful as fuck segment.
Yes. So we got a question, right? And the question was, that was emailed to us. The question was,
to my stomach.
why?
Because of the question.
Oh, okay. Well, the question was, let's say you have a man, right? He's everything that you want. He goes on dates. He pays for things. He's the sweetest guy. He's handsome. Just everything you want in a man, right?
Yes.
Now, when it comes to a certain body part, he is not packing. And I don't mean like he's 5 inches or 4 inches. I mean like you can jerk him off like this. Like you can't even go like this. I mean, if you can, but it won't be shown.
Right.
Or just let's say that he's not pleasing you
That's my phone. Oh,
in the bedroom. What do? Like, do you keep the guy? Like, not keep the guy. Let me not say it like that. Do you continue to date him even though you know you're not going to be pleased in the bedroom? And don't get me wrong, like the dick is small, but let's say he give good head or whatever. What do you do in that situation? Let's help our besties out.
Okay. I think that this is Ash's advice. I think that there are about a few ways to approach this situation. So, okay. We're going to go from like the nicest way to like the meanest way to handle it. So the nicest way to handle it is if you think that this guy has everything that you want and you want to stick with him, let's start there. And you want to stick with him. Damn, it's about his dick being small. Shit.
What do you do?
Yeah, I've been thinking about something.
Because I feel like in our day and age, sex is a very big thing, right? It's important. A lot of people have a lot of sex. And if you're not being pleasured or pleased, like, what do you do?
Yeah.
And
I think that you find alternative routes. So, like, if you feel like, you know, you really like him, he has everything perfect, like, everything else is perfect but this one thing.
And I ain't talking about he 4 inches. I'm talking about he like 1.5 inches of
yeah,
dick. Like
maybe y'all like for sex, maybe you use like alternatives. So like
a strap, baby, get the strap out the dresser.
And if he had, I'm assuming that maybe he got some money, so maybe he could get like a penis pump. How much is a penis pump?
Bro, I don't know.
But
I don't think it's cheap.
But maybe it could bring him up to like, okay, if he's one, let's say like, hopefully it bring him up to like maybe like a 5. Maybe she'll feel a little something. Listen,
wait,
like
you
I
think
said,
a penis pump will bring a man to a 5, bro? 5 inches?
How much you think?
I'm jacking 3 inches at best if he's at 1.5.
Okay.
Penis
so then
pumps
the
don't
penis
do-
pump is out.
Well, I don't know.
Let's okay, we're gonna say
I've never.
they could use a strap on. Or
But I feel like that will emasculate him?
I think so.
Or like I feel like he won't feel as masculine or dominant if he wears a strap.
Use toys. That's it. Use toys. Like, you know, like vibrators and things like that. I think that those things will help. So like we said, so maybe no strap if he's not down for that. Use other toys that you think will enhance the pleasure. How's he going to get pleasure? Okay. Oh, I don't know. Well, no, if you do this. if you do this.
The advice that we both are going to settle on is that you can find someone else that will give you all these things. Because it don't make no sense that you
100%.
waste your time, you use him for all the great parts or great traits that he has, and you're not satisfied or you feel like you want to cheat. Don't hurt nobody's feelings.
No, for a fact. If you really feel like, I'm just being a bozo. Like, if you feel like you want to cheat, like, you know. You
don't
shouldn't
cheat.
do that.
We spoke about this in episode 1. We do not condone cheaters.
And
Thank
when I
you.
said that, I
There's
was
gonna be
referring
plenty
to
of other
podcasts who, you know, said that you should do that. I'm just saying that. I'm just spreading the advice that other people are saying.
There's going to be other great men that have great sized dicks for you.
Yes.
And listen, we got 8 billion people on this planet Earth. There's not only one soulmate, baby.
Yeah. So, like Bree said, you know, they'll have good qualities and a decent sized dick.
Right.
So
it don't make no sense. You wasting him and his.
Yeah, because somebody
time.
else might really like him and they'll
they're
put
okay
up
with
with
that.
it.
Exactly.
And I don't want to say put up with it. They'll
They're
come
okay
to
with
a solution. They'll come to a solution. So
yeah. But that was our Helpful as Fuck segment. Please DM us any questions or topics that you want us to talk about,
Yes.
or like any advice that you may need. You can also email us at helpfulafk@gmail.com, but I know that y'all are scared. So
yeah, just DM us.
DM us if anything. Not scared, but you know what I mean. Well, we just want to say bye, besties.
Bye, hoes.